Hello, Melissa here with White Diamond Realty. And as I said last week, I have been getting a lot of questions about people who are considering getting into real estate investment, given that the rates are so low right now. They might want to start investing their money in something other than the stock market and jumping into the real estate investment game. So I promised that I would do a couple videos on the aspects of real estate investment. Now, these are just going to be very broad overviews, nothing detailed. It's really something that you need to have a detailed meeting with a couple different people if it's something that you're going to be getting into. But I thought I would first start because typically, when you get a loan, when you get a commercial loan for an investment property, you're going to have more of a down payment. Your rate is going to be a little bit higher. So I decided to start this video series with the spin of investing in a primary residence. That will give you the benefits of real estate investing, but get your foot in the door with less money out of your pocket. So I did a little bit of a PowerPoint that I'm going to go through very quickly. Again, this is just really a brief overview, so nothing major. But let me go ahead and go to here. So when I talk about leveraging your money is something that is talked about a lot in the investment arena. So you really want to leverage your money. And what does leveraging your money mean? Well, it means you want to get the biggest return on with as little investment as possible. So when you are buying a house as a first timer, you want to have as little, or even, in general, as an investor, you want to have as little money out of pocket as possible. So a really good possibility is that with an FHA loan, you are allowed to buy a multi-unit as long as you live in one of the units. Now, this is 2 units only. So you can't buy like a triplex or a quadplex or anything like that, but you can get a 2-unit property, live in one and rent out the other, and it's still considered your primary residence. So with an FHA loan, you're only looking at a 3.5% down payment. So that is very little out of pocket. Now, it is possible you would want to talk with your loan professional to see if using some other grants to help with that down payment is available when you're buying a multi-unit property. But let's take for example what we have going on here. So this is a house that we have listed. The address is 33 Highland Avenue. This has 2 units. So the upstairs, which is what you're seeing here in this picture, is 3 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. And then the basement is finished as a 1-bedroom apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment. So this is a multi-unit. It's on Highland Avenue, so it's located really conveniently between downtown campus and the medical campus, football stadium, all that good stuff. So it's really been quite a successful student rental over the last several years. So I thought this one would be a really good example. So if we take a look at the market rent right now, if you were to rent this out, it's currently vacant. The upstairs, the market rent would go for $1,500 a month, and that includes utilities. So this particular house, the meter is combined, so the landlord is paying the utilities. So $1,500 a month, including utilities, and then the market rent for the unit in the basement would be $750 a month, including utilities. So those are your potential monthly rents coming in. So let's take a look at now the expenses. So if you get an FHA loan, you put 3.5% down at the beginning. You're looking at, with estimated taxes, insurance, and mortgage insurance premium, your payment is going to be about, this is not exact, but your payment is going to be about $1,073. So that's going to be your entire mortgage payment. Because you're paying utilities, this is an all-electric house, so the electric bill on average over the last couple of years has ran $168 a month for both units. Trash and water is about $45 a month. And when you're a landlord, you really want to get into the habit of putting aside what we call reserves. So you want to put aside some amount every month in reserves that you just kind of set aside for when something breaks that you need to get fixed, etc. So I put that number at 100. That's a hypothetical number. You can do whatever you want as far as that goes, but it's a good idea to get into the habit. So your total expenses, then your net operating expenses at the end of the day is $1,386. Now remember, your mortgage insurance includes your taxes and your insurance. So that is included in there. So $1,386 a month is what you're looking at, total housing expenses. Keeping in mind that if you just bought a regular house, you'd be paying mortgage and utilities and trash anyway. The reserves might not be something that's there. So you have 2 scenarios. So If you are just a person or two persons who are together and partnered, and you want to live downstairs in the 1-bedroom apartment, then your income from the upstairs would be $1,500 a month. That's what they would be paying you a month. Your expenses would be the $1,386. So you'd actually walk away every month with $144. So you would be living in your house for free and making $144 a month. Now, if you are a larger group of people and you want the 3-bedroom upstairs, you would not be making money at the end of the month, but you sure as heck would be saving it. You'd be paying less for your 3-bedroom part of the house than your tenant downstairs would be paying for their 1-bedroom. So you'd be getting the $750 from them income, $1,386 in expenses. So your total housing expense after that would be $636. So this is how you can get your foot in the door. And then once, let me stop my screen share here. And then once you are ready to sell the house, this has been your primary residence. So one of the main bonuses of owning your house is when you sell it, if it was your primary residence, you don't have to pay capital gains taxes on it. So as long as you live in there for at least 2 years, at the end of the day, when you're ready to buy something else, you can do one of two things. You can sell it, pull your equity out, and then roll that over into your next property, or you can hold on to it as a rental. It's a really good rental. You would refinance it then at that time. You would be refinancing it as an investment property, so you would not be a personal. So you would have to have a higher down payment, but your equity is going to be in there and all that good stuff. But you could refinance it, retain it as a rental in your portfolio, and then go on to your next property. So that is a way to get your foot in the door with very little money out of pocket, to do it that way. So another option for getting into real estate investment is to not buy a multi-unit as a primary residence, but buy a fixer-upper as a primary residence. So if it's something that you don't mind living in, and you want, and you're, fairly handy, you can do a lot of the work yourself. It's a little bit easier, or, have contractors come in to do it. Buy something that is maybe under your budget, that you can get your foot in the door, that's in a good neighborhood. You live in it for 2 years. While you're living in it, you're fixing it up and all that good stuff. And then you have the double equity of not just the equity of the natural appreciation of the market, but the sweat equity that you put in it to improve the house, and then you have more of a value when you go out, and that is taxed. It's not taxed. And then you can take that money, and if you want to buy another house, you can take that money and use that to buy another house. And again, you can do it either by selling it or keeping it in your portfolio, doing a cash out refinance, pulling out some of that equity, and then going on to your next house. So you do not always have to have 20% down, ladies and gentlemen, to buy an investment property. You can do it as a primary residence and then just work your way there until you're about 2% down. 2 years out. So that's my first video. Stay tuned. Next week, I'll talk a little bit more on the other side, more kind of advanced investing if you're looking at multiple properties and things like that. But stay tuned. I hope this is helpful for you. If you have questions, specific questions, feel free to put them in the comments down below, or message me, ping me, PM me, text me, email me, all these means that you can get a hold of me, that I'm happy to answer your questions. And if you have any ideas for future videos, shoot them over. I can't come up with all this stuff on my own. Maybe I need a little bit of help now and then. Jeez. All right. That's it. Thanks. I really appreciate it. I will talk to you later.